Welcome back. Thanks a lot for staying with us. A lot of developments coming out from Chitradurga. Look at the visuals that we're putting out on our screens. The update coming in from the court is the police has gotten a 3-day custody of the Lingayat Seer Shivamurthy. He will be in police custody till the 5th of September. Ritu's tracking all those developments. Ritu, are you seeing any movement around you?
Yes, you can see in the visual, seems like he has already got into the vehicle and anytime, so he's got into the vehicle and you can see in the frame that he is coming out of the court now after getting 3 days of a police custody, being taken into 3 days of a police custody. So what we are learning right now is that he'll be taken to a general hospital as part of medical condition of his. So that's what we are learning from our sources. So in the visuals you see, we are bringing out to you that the movements of the vehicle here. So he's been taken towards the general hospital from here. So that's this year's vehicle is here. So this is how these are the visuals. He's coming out of a court and he's been taken to a hospital now. So he's been given a police custody of 3 days. So right there, the judge had identified his condition all well, not that serious. So this is the word that the judge had put out and had given a police custody of 3 days, and the interrogation will be on. There will be a lot of inputs that will be assimilated during the interrogation.
Okay, so Ritu, just clarifying, where is the seer now being taken? Is he being taken back to the hospital?
So what we are learning is like he'll be taken to the general hospital here as part of his health condition. So we are waiting for an official confirmation too. So but this is what our sources from inside are saying, that he's been taken to the general hospital because of his health condition. There he will be looked up, but this is all to the police to take up a decision because he's been given a police custody. They can take him anywhere they want to. They can take him to the police station or for that matter to the hospital back as well, or might take him to the undisclosed location too for an interrogation.
Okay, Ritu, now any more details coming out as far as the arguments that were made by the legal team of the seer?
So now to first clarify you that this is just a confirmation that we have received now. He's been taken to a general hospital for the medical examination. So this is the confirmation that we have received from inside of the court. So yes.
Okay, so the update that Ritu is now getting for us, that in fact the seer will now be first taken to a hospital for his medical examination, which remember was still pending over the last 7 days. He has been, he will go to a 3-day police custody. The police, we're understanding, initially wanted a 5-day custody, but the seer will be in police custody till the 5th of September. Ritu, quickly, I wanted to understand the arguments that were made by the legal team of the seer.
He's taken for medical examination. I couldn't hear you. Please, can you please come again?
Okay, so Ritu, as you were pointing out, he's taken for medical examination. But I just quickly wanted to understand the arguments that were made by the legal team of the seer.
So you see, the legal team had first tried, playing out very safe by presenting his health report, saying that his condition is deteriorating. His condition is very much critical. They had to call to a surgeon also from Davangere for this reason, and the surgeons too had told that he's actually in a serious condition because he had complained about the cardiac issues, and you see the surgeon also confirmed, saying that he had gone through a cardiac arrest as well. Also, that was something that he himself had confirmed. So
the powerful Lingayat Seer, Shivamurthy Swami, has in fact been accused of sexually assaulting 2 minor girls in his mutt for over 3 years and 1.5 years. He was finally arrested last night, 6 days after the FIR was registered. The Chitradurga District Court has sent the rape accused seer to police custody till the 5th of September. The seer also played the ill health card, as his defense team said that he has been having some kind of chest pain. His team said that he's suffering from serious heart issues and there are high chances of him getting a cardiac arrest. His lawyers also said that he was not keeping well for the last 15 days. However, the court demanded his appearance, rejecting the health card. But remember, he had tried to flee to Dubai just 2 days ago, and that's what the police had been saying. Ritu continues to be with us live from outside the district court in Chitradurga. We also have Harish Upadhyay live with me from Bengaluru. So the entire argument or the defense that is being put forth by the Seer's defense team or his team of lawyers being rejected by the district court, in which the cops wanted his remand for 3 days. They have got remand for 3 days. Neetu.
But now what the court has said is, when he's in your custody, you ensure you have a regular checkup done every day.
Every
day.
every day.
Yeah. Ritu, if you can hear me, we'll try and connect with Ritu in just a bit. The court, remember, criticized the police for not informing it that the Seer has been shifted to a hospital from the jail. It told the jail authorities to give the medical report. The police will have to ensure medical care to Seer in their custody, and he should be taken to the hospital only if his health condition worsens, is what the court has said. Shivamurthy Sharanaru Murugha is 64 years old. He is the head of the Murugha Mutt, and he is the main accused of a rape of these two minors. The case, of course, has been registered under Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act, that is POCSO. Ritu continues to be with us. Ritu, so the Seer now being taken to the police custody, away from the hospital. He can't go back to the hospital again?
No, see, as part of a procedure, as he's been given a he has been taken into the police custody for 3 days. He's been taken now to the same hospital from where he was being moved to the court. That's the Chitradurga District Hospital over there. So there he will be undergoing a medical examination as part of the procedure. But there's a main point that I want to put out is that the judge has said that since the police has got the custody of him for 3 days, it is to the police that they will have to ensure that that a medical test of his is being conducted every day to look after his medical the medical condition very closely. The police will also have to consider this as in one main fact is what the judge had also informed the police. But now the interrogation in this matter in detailed manner will take place, and major points and the major details too will be put out to the police. So police will also now get a solid evidence. But of course, this whole action coming in after 6 days of an FIR being registered, and then you see an ill health card that was being played from him, because we had reported from the ground. We had also seen him we had also showed how he was being seen all well walking in the mud premises every morning around 7 a.m. and he had also been part of all the counseling meeting at the mud premises. So he was taking up all the work in a systematic manner, how he has been doing for a long time. So he did make crucial decisions as well there. But now you see this all coming out as in the major development. Okay. After he was been said that he's been arrested. There he tried playing out ill health, because we saw there was not even an oxygen mask or any other
that he was wearing. That's right,
well.
Harish.
But see,
Harish, we have been discussing this case, and the point that you have been making is that this Seer has been at the scene of crime for 6 days after the FIR was registered. So he had ample time to tamper with evidence. Did the court figure that in, take that into account while going ahead and giving custody and moving him away from the hospital to a regular police custody?
Well, the public prosecutor hasn't brought it to the notice of the court, but what definitely the court seems to have taken note of is what has happened from morning. There was a medical test that was conducted around 2 in the morning, immediately after his arrest. It was absolutely normal. The man walks into this hospital around 9 o'clock this morning, and then immediately after that, a couple of hours after that, you have a team of doctors who come out and say that this man has probably suffered a cardiac attack, and his vitals are fluctuating. He is in the ICU. He needs immediate superior medical attention. Probably move him to Jayadeva Hospital in Bangalore. it's a specialty cardiac facility in the city. That was the recommendation of the team of doctors, district surgeon, the district health officer and others at this district.
But Harish, I want to understand from you who created this medical board, who created this team of doctors who can go and examine him and thereafter make that recommendation that he has suffered a cardiac arrest. If he suffered a cardiac arrest, then he could not be really taken to the court. And because the entire theory, which was clearly bogus theory that was built, was that he has suffered a cardiac arrest and that he cannot make physical appearance, but it certainly looks like that the court saw through those charges or excuses, if I may say.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Maya. These are government doctors. This is the district health, government hospital, the biggest one in the district. These are government doctors and their report is taken on face value by the court. But in this case, the fact that they've been so blatantly lying, something that the court noticed, and that's why when the hearing started around post-lunch, the court insisted that they want to ensure that the prime accused is produced before the court. His counsel said we could do a video conference, and they also said his health was deteriorating. The court was in no mood to listen to it. They said, well, he needs to be produced before the court. Everything can happen later. And even once he was produced before the court was miffed that without informing the court, he was taken to the district hospital, and also there were preparations on to ensure that he is airlifted from Chitradurga to Bengaluru, and this without the court being informed or the court's permission being taken. One glaring aspect here is that over the last 6 to 7 days, none of what has happened indicates that there is or there can be a free and fair probe, or what has happened in the 6 or 10 hours in the morning today doesn't indicate anything has changed since his arrest.
Absolutely. You know, the question is that can there be an unbiased, free and fair investigation? It looks unlikely. When you have a team of doctors, all of them government doctors, giving him a certificate in which it is said that he suffered a cardiac arrest, which was false. So there are several false theories that have been built around this year. Perhaps the court has not been informed, and the cops should inform the court through their lawyers, and that, you know, what really happened in those 2 days. Why was the seer on his way to Haveri, from where the cops had information that he could travel or escape to Dubai? His passport and other documents were found missing also from his mutt. So several questions unanswered, and particularly to do with investigation. Harish continues to be with us. We also have Amber Zaidi. She is a social activist. Sumitra Goenka is member of the Center for Knowledge, Sovereignty and Policy Analyst. We also have Rahul Ishwar. Rahul, I'm going to come to you first. You know, one theory after another being seen as bogus. Why is Seer not ready to face law? Why is he running away or escaping appearance before the court? And finally, the court also sounding miffed and telling the cops that how can he be moved to a hospital without their permission? So several questions now, and this entire theory that he had a cardiac arrest, he had a heart attack, and then you see him next on a wheelchair being wheeled inside the courtroom.
None of us are medical experts. It will be best left to the doctors regarding a medical opinion, and none of the people who are from the medical field may have enough expertise to comment on that. Yes, the Seer is respected. People across the board respect it. They may have given some accommodation to him. These are all obvious for the plain sight. But the more core point is there is a conspiracy behind it? Is there is a kind of angle behind it? These are the things that we should be very strict about.
Okay, then tell me, if there is a conspiracy, okay, Rahul, if you speak about a conspiracy, and you have been talking about the conspiracy for the last 3 days on my shows as well, I want to understand from you then, why was he running away? Why was he planning to go to Dubai?
He was not running away. He was not running away. He was not running away. Nobody was running away. He was not running away. He's a respected Seer. He's a very known person. He cannot go away like that. So nobody was running away in that sense.
Okay, Sumitra Goenka,
he's a very
respected Seer is all right. For all of you to continue to say that he's a noble man, he may be noble, but the question is that his conduct certainly isn't. And today he's a rape accused number 1. who has been booked under POCSO Act. So let's look at the facts of the case before continuing to prejudice it. Sumitra Goenka, come in on this.
Yeah, hi Maria. I think this is something which needs further investigation. He is a respected person, no doubts, but at the same time we have to see that whenever it comes to such kind of people, who are famous and who are, self-styled godmen, or people who are seers, and or people who are bishops, like we saw in the case of Franco Mulakkal, it took a long time, and he was said to be a rapist. He was given, prime time shows on television channels as well. So, but somehow he came out of this. The nuns never got justice if you look at from that angle. But this thing like rapes and all this thing, today NCRB says that more than 31,677 rape cases have been registered in 2021 as per the data. So this should not be treated as a separate case because this person is a respected person or seer. Let the investigations happen in a proper way. Let the facts come out. Nobody should, consider him to be convicted as of now and give any statements. I think let all the facts come out. It should take proper investigations, and we should not pass any comments as such. But at the same time, I think that the government, the judicial system, all should act fast. It is very important to get proper justice here. What we see is these cases take years and years, and then finally justice is denied in most of these cases. So there is a reform which is required in the judicial system, in the case of forensics, investigations, the methodology of investigations. I think a lot of things needs to happen in India as of now, because we are talking about 86 rape cases on an average every day. And these people, whether they are seers or whether they are belonging to a particular community, whether it's a bishop, these are all monsters. If they are proved to be rapists, they are all monsters. We should move out
and
of the
these are powerful, influential individuals who misuse their position of authority in indulging in such heinous crimes. Ambar Zaidi, the point being made here is let the investigation happen as Rahul Ishwar did. But so far the investigation hasn't been fair. The protocols and the procedures haven't been followed.
Absolutely right. That's why we always demand that such cases time again comes into the debates, and we debate every time because such cases are increasing every day. And the numbers are increasing as earlier the co-panelist has also mentioned that how the numbers are increasing. So the main point is that we need to make the judicial amendments because there are some errors that need to be rectified, because our judicial system is more of accused friendly rather victim friendly, and always the onus is on victim to prove the crime that she or he has been through such a thing. And in the cases like sexual crime against women, we need to make the law more stringent and quick so that the victims can, they can get justice fast and quick. And even after getting created the fast trial court, they are not getting the justice on time. And justice, as you say, justice delayed is justice denied. And in order to to make these things all right, to make our women safe and secure, we need to work in these directions. And in that order, we need to, first of all, we need to work on judicial reforms. And people are like activists, and so many judicial activists are also demanding the same for a long time. It's high time that we focus on the right direction. We need to make things all right from the beginning so that we can create a better environment for our girls around us.
Yes, absolutely. Is there safe environment? Certainly not. These two minors were in the residential area of the mutt. They were hoping that nothing untoward will happen to them. So they weren't really in a space which could have been hostile to them or would have made them vulnerable. But look what happened. One of the minors suffered harassment and assault by the seer, allegedly for 3.5 years, the other one for 1.5 years, and only recently they got the courage, and after they moved to an NGO who supported them, that they went to another city to register the crime. Rahul Ishwar, can't all of us speak in one voice and talk about justice for these two minors. Why do you constantly keep saying that this is about respect to the seer? There is a conspiracy. If there is a conspiracy, then there could be an counter argument that for the fact that he was not arrested for 6 days is also part of a conspiracy to protect him, to shield him.
And just one thing I would like to point out, just one thing. Basavarajan just 2 days back pointed out that these girls, and he admitted and conceded that these two girls stayed with his house. So is it not natural for people to believe or at least assume or doubt that whether the girls are being tutored? So that angle should be probed. What was happening in the past 1 month, police contacted Basavarajan because, it is according to police, the girls have connected to the police almost 1 month back. This has happened 3 to 3.5 years ago. What was happening all these while? So right now, after Basavarajan was facing some complaints and he was ousted, and, is it not natural to people assume that there is a tug of war? And that angle should be explored.
That angle should be explored. And Harish, in the court, did the victims' counsel inform the court that there were reports that had come in that the seer was planning to flee, that he was running away with all his passports and documents and probably had chosen Dubai as his destination?
Well, the public prosecutor hasn't brought out this point yet today, but the court would be aware that there was a lookout circular against this man. And remember, there's also a response that the court sought when he had filed for anticipatory bail, and that hearing didn't go any further after he was arrested. But we will have to see if in that written reply, if the public prosecutor informed the court that this man had left the district and the police expressed apprehensions that he could perhaps leave the state and then the country as well. If not for that, you wouldn't have had the police issue a lookout circular, and in fact top police sources tell us that it wasn't a mere circular issued for administrative reason. In fact, it was actively being implemented. It was in effect, which meant that they really had a suspicion that this man could flee the country. So that's the background on this man. Many are saying that he's someone who's done, this is something in fact D.K. Shivkumar and many others have said that he's a noble man, has done a lot of good deeds. But the question many now are pointing out is that his past doesn't really matter once he's committed this alleged crime. There are two aspects here. Constantly, the Seer side has been calling this as a conspiracy. They have spoken about Basavarajan and others saying that it's a conspiracy. But legal experts in Karnataka pointing out that even if it's a conspiracy, the only way you can find out if it's a conspiracy or not is to find if there was actually a sexual assault. That's a far larger serious crime. And if that's established, it's immaterial on whether there was a conspiracy, what was Basavarajan doing, and whether he was demanding any money, what was the communication between Basavarajan and the Swamiji, what was their history. All of that becomes irrelevant, that the fact that there was a sexual assault becomes the biggest crime, and that gets probed and punished first.
Yes, absolutely. And Rahul, you may be calling him a man who may have done a lot of noble work, great work for the community, but all that gets washed away. He is being booked for a crime that he committed, allegedly. So shouldn't that be seen purely from this prism that he is accused of assaulting two minors?
That's a very serious issue, and nobody is saying no. We are all people with, family and kids, so we understand the gravity of the issue. But at the same point of time, the only humble request is there has been this angle going on for some while, and people have been raising this. And please remember, in a nation like India, where we find BJP and Congress always at loggerheads, even over anything under the sun, it is very positive that BJP and Congress, being the two grand parties of India, are coming together for this seat. Because, D.K. Shivkumar is a very respected person.
No. The reason why all the political parties are tight-lipped and they are coming together is because of the political clout that he has. Because he is from the Lingayat community. And all political parties understand that they have to reach out to this crucial constituency for the Karnataka elections in 2023. That is the only political reason why, the politicians are giving him character certificate.
No, just one reason. I'm not denying the political angle. Everyone knows I would be intellectually dishonest to deny the fact. Yes, Lingayat Veerasevas are around 17% of Karnataka's vote bank. They are an influential community. But beyond that, there is a sense of goodness about this person. I have been on national television before, even ridiculing Nityananda for his intensity, propensity theories. People like him brought shame to the entire Hindu community with his own stupid theories, claiming that he could stop sun from rising. See, nobody defends people like him, or even Asaram. Even a senior like Asaram never got any kind of support. You might see he's very stronghold in Gujarat. He's much more rich. He's personally much more influential and has number of followers. But people never strongly defended Asaram because we all suspected there may be some chances. But here there is a very evident tug of war that is going, and we are all doubting whether Basal detaining the Seer by using and tutoring two girls.
Those are the visuals coming in from inside the hospital where the Seer has been taken for his medical examination. Sumitra Goenka, Ambar Zaidi, Rahul Ishwar, Harish, all of them continue to be with us. Sumitra Goenka, the point here is that, the politicians have not said a word. They probably understand the political ramifications of an arrest of this nature. But for 6 days, I am saying it again and again, that those 150 hours that the Seer knew that there was an FIR against him and he got away, do you think there was this larger sense that justice may never come?
No, I think, Maria, in most of these cases which involve famous personalities, we have to note one important thing, that there is a delay. There is definitely a delay. There is a, there is a repercussion which people fear. Like when we saw in the case of Gurmeet Ram Rahim, there was so much of violence in the north. So in the same way, these people have to plan it out. So we have to probably give them a benefit of doubt that because these people have so many followers and there is a different angle about conspiracy also floating, so the police might have taken some time. Having said that, I don't agree that they should have taken time to act. Probably the action should have been faster. But now coming to the case of Franco Mulakkal, we saw that Kerala government as well as the Punjab government never arrested him when the entire, the church was against the nun.
Okay, let's listen in to the audio that is coming in now from the ground.
We have submitted request before
ಸರ್ ನಿನ್ನೆ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧೀಶರು ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಕಸ್ಟಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಸರ್? ಒಂದು ದಿನನೋ ಅಥವಾ 14 ದಿನ?
ಸರ್ ಇವಾಗ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಹೋಗೋಂಗೆ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಸರ್. ಅದೇ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಅದು ಇವಾಗ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಕೋರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್? ಏನು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್?
ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಕಸ್ಟಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟು ವಿಚಾರಣೆ ಸದ್ಯ ರೈತರು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಸರ್? ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಸರ್
ಮತ್ತೆ ಚೆಕಪ್
ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಏನು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೋಗೇಷನ್ ನಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್.
ಅವರಿಗೆ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಏಡ್ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಫುಡ್ ಆರ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧೀಶರು ಪೊಲೀಸರ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ, ಪೊಲೀಸರ ತನಿಖೆ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಆಕ್ರೋಶವನ್ನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಿದ್ರು, ಅಸಮಾಧಾನವನ್ನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಿದ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೂಡ ಲಭ್ಯವಾಗ್ತಿರೋದು. ಕಳೆದ 7 ದಿನಗಳಿಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಥರದ ತುಂಬ ಆರೋಗ್ಯವಾಗಿದ್ರು. ಇವತ್ತು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಜಯದೇವ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುವಷ್ಟು ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಕ್ಷೀಣಿಸಿದ್ದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದು ಹೌದಾ ಸರ್? ಆ ಥರದಿಂದ ಕೂಡ
ಆ ವಿಚಾರ ನನ್ನ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ.
ಓಕೆ,
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ರಶ್ಮಿ ಅವರನ್ನ ಕಸ್ಟಡಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯಕ್ಕೆ
ಹಾಜರುಪಡಿಸಿದ್ವಿ. ಹೌದು,
ಯಾವಾಗ
ಇವಾಗ ಹಾಜರು.
ನಂತರ ಏನು ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್?
ಅವ್ರನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಕಸ್ಟಡಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ.
ಆರೋಪಿಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಸ್ಟಡಿ
ಉಳಿದ ಆರೋಪಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ವಿಚಾರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಸ್ಥಿರವಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ?
ಹೌದೌದು, ಖಂಡಿತ. ಹೌದು, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಈಗ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Sir, if you could now brief us in detail about how many days police custody was sought, how many days was given.
What exactly did the cops say, Harish? Would you translate it for us?
Well, that's Parush. That's Parashuram, who's the SP of the district. He's saying that they have also taken Rashmi into custody. She's been produced before the magistrate. She's been taken into police custody is something that he's confirming. He's also saying that the other three accused, A3, A4, A5, they will also be questioned. Remember, they haven't been taken into custody so far. He's saying they too will be taken into custody. So clearly, finally, a week after this FIR got registered, we are seeing the accused being probed. It still hasn't happened. The prime accused has been taken for a routine medical test at the district hospital. Only after that will we see the first set of questions being posed to the Swamiji, which hasn't happened since 10:30 last Friday. That's when the FIR got registered in Mysuru. We will have to see if the police will get any time today for his questioning. There are a lot of processes that are yet to be completed. A merger process has to happen. His statement has to be recorded. He will have to be probed alongside Rashmi, who's the warden. They would also want to probe him alone, individually. That too has to happen. Also, remember, the medical test that has happened last night, this morning, and the one happening now are routine medical tests that is done every time a person is taken into custody. But there will have to be a medical test for forensic evidence. This is a rape case, and forensic evidence is also of crucial value. Although in this case, it might be a little too late because the assaults have happened over a period of 3.5 years and 1.5 years respectively. But still, that procedure needs to be completed. So a lot still needs to be done. 3 days might not be enough. In fact, already the court saying that if indeed the cops believe that they need more time for Swamiji's interrogation, they will have to once again file application on the 5th morning. That's when he will be produced before the court. In all likelihood, the police would seek more time because there is a lot that needs to be probed, not just in this case. He's also filed a counter complaint against Basavarajan. Basavarajan has managed to get anticipatory bail. So there too probably they would want to probe that angle. So 3 days of Swamiji's interrogation might not be enough, and Shivamurthy Swami might be behind bars, at least in police custody, for much longer.
Yes. And Harish, what about other accused? We know that accused number 1 and 2 have been arrested. What about the others? Harish, if you can hear me. So, Shivamurthy Murugha Sharanaru, who is the head of the Murugha Mutt, has been taken into custody for 3 more days. So, the police has got remand till September 5th. We have Sumitra Goenka and Rahul Ishwar, who continue to be with us. He has been presently taken for medical checkup. Harish is back with us. Harish, I want to understand from you, what about other accused? The 2 accused have been arrested, that is Rashmi and the Seer. What about 3 others?
Well, you have 3 more accused. One of them is the junior pontiff of this mutt, the junior Swamiji, and he is a minor. We understand he's a 17-year-old. So there is a bit of issue there on how they go about arresting him and questioning him. But he can't go scot-free. But the rules are slightly different than the ones that apply to all these 4 other accused. There are 2 more, and we do understand that all these 3 will also be questioned at some time today or tomorrow morning, depending on whether the police get time with Swamiji for his interrogation. The Seer's interrogation will be important. He is the prime accused. Already, the police had faced a lot of flack yesterday when they, in fact, called Rashmi for questioning and detained her. Many wondered on why the police were going for the accused number 2 first, instead of the prime accused Swamiji, who is still continuing to sit in this mud and talk to students and various other people, and perhaps also getting enough time to prepare his defense. And that's something that is being consistently pointed out. That if at any stage, if indeed someone lands up in the High Court or the Supreme Court and says that nothing has been done over the last 7-8 days that gives anyone confidence that an impartial probe is happening, then these are the points that will go against the state government and the police, that they have violated every standard operating procedure in the book, not followed even the basic procedures that are followed in any other case. And this being a serious case of not just the POCSO Act. Remember, there's a SCST Act charge against this man as well. One of the minor is a Dalit girl. So there are 2 serious charges, and still the police consistently going against the standard operating procedure. That will go against them, and this could also be enough ground considering what the police have done over the last 7 days and what the district health officers and other doctors, all of them government doctors, have done over the last 6 to 8 hours. There's enough ground for the court to be convinced that there can't be an impartial probe under the Karnataka government, which Home Minister and Chief Minister consistently are just saying there will be a free and fair probe, but not acting to evoke any sort of a confidence
they did not really walk the talk.
That.
For all the promises that the Chief Minister and the Home Minister said, certainly for last 6 days without this arrest, the scene of crime being exposed to the prime accused in this case, several questions remain unanswered. Should there be a court-monitored investigation? Should there be an SIT that should be set up, or this entire investigation move to another state for ensuring justice for those 2 minors? Harish and Ritu, thank you so much. Sumitra, Amber and Rahul Ishwar, thank you for joining us. We are slipping into a short break. After that, lots more news and updates on other issues.